is you minimize or deny how dysfunctional the brokenness was. Even worse, you romanticize it. Let me show you right now one of the dumbest verses in the Bible. Numbers chapter 11, verse 5. Look what the people said to Moses. This is craziness. We remember the fish we used to eat for free in Egypt. And we had all the cucumbers and melons and leeks. They're complaining about the monotony of manna. But we had leeks and we had garlic and onions and no doubt terrible breath. But we ate for free. Such a stupid verse. Pretend you're a Hebrew, and I'm Moses. Hey, what was your job? What was your job back in Egypt? Slave. Oh, thank you. Yeah. You were a slave? Shocker. What was your job back in Egypt? You were a slave? You're a slave? Raul, what was your job in Egypt? Slave. Slave. Right? Slave. Everyone's a slave. Of course they fed you. As they worked you like a dirty dog 7 days a week, as they oppressed you, dehumanized you, and beat you, as they sold your children off, of course they fed you. You feed a pig or a cow or a chicken before you slaughter it. Here's the danger. When you step into freedom, and freedom becomes a fight, and you want to give up. You want to retreat back into the old dysfunction. And sadly, what you do is you minimize or deny how dysfunctional the brokenness was. Even worse, you romanticize it. You dumped his butt because you needed to. He was toxic. He was terrible. He was fighting against everything God did, and you said a prayer, and you talked to your girlfriends, and they prayed for you, and you were nice about it, but you broke up with him. But now you're in your freedom for a while, in your singleness, and you're lonely. You start looking back at him and go, well, you know, he wasn't bad all the time. You know, he was kind of mean to me, and he lied to me a lot, and I'm pretty sure he stole from me, and I know he dated my best friend. But at least on New Year's Eve, I had a date. And he texts you, and what do? You start romanticizing your brokenness. Choose freedom. Choose freedom.